Tony. Tony. Hey.
We're going to get started. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to this fine, fine day. It is my pleasure to be here with you. My name is Kome Ajise. I'm the District 10 Director of Caltrans, District 10. And on behalf of all the fine folks at Caltrans, I'd like to welcome you all to the groundbreaking ceremony of this very wonderful project. Today we're gathered to celebrate the groundbreaking of the Angels Camp bypass. This is a project that has been on the books and in our minds for a very long time, and I've talked to several people today that have wondered whether or not this day was going to come, and so it's with great privilege that I join you all today to celebrate this. I'd like to take this just 1 minute to quickly recognize the Calaveras Council of Governments for their leadership on this project, as well as a Tri-County Partnership. Many of you might now be familiar with what that means. This is a unique project in itself because the three counties involved in the Tri-County Partnership, Alpine, Amador, and Calaveras counties, do not get enough state funds all by themselves to do major projects, and they did something really wonderful. And it's a result of fine leadership by the leaders of those counties. We have with us here supervisors from Alpine County and Amador County, and as well as Calaveras County. Those folks got together and thought about the interest of the larger community and pooled their resources to do this project. And this is the final project in that agreement. So it's something to be commended. If you would please help me appreciate them. Now, a testament to how great a day we have today is the types of guests that we have amongst us, and it is my privilege then at this moment to introduce the Lieutenant Governor of the great state of California, Mr. John Garamendi.
Thank you so very much. Down, boy, down. Okay. Back off. Comey, thank you very much, and thank you for your leadership at District 10. Over the years, I know that most everybody here, including many of the employees, have had an opportunity to work with you, and you've done a great job in your leadership there. Who knows? We'll just put that away. As Patty's back there, so we were driving up here today. We said, oh, we ought to go back home. And let's see if we can do something. Let's go back home. As many of you know, we have a ranch on the other side of the county. And this is where I grew up. As I walked in here, they gave me this purple cap. Some of you know that where I grew up, you only wear a red cap. I just couldn't bring myself to put it on. Old rivalries don't die easily, do they? But it's the old Calaveras-Bret Harte rivalry, which I understand continues to this day, as it should. But the kind of cooperation that led to this project finally being built is really a testament to the willingness of this community and Amador and Alpine County to wait their turn, and by waiting, having a turn. That's not really normal in this part of the country. You really want to get it right now. But now I was going to say that, and then as I was thinking about this earlier, and I was thinking about all the kinds of cooperation that are actually done among the mountain counties here. This issue, to be sure, but then in the issues of mental health and dealing with children and various educational programs, there's a lot of cooperation that goes on. And this one's going to be a good one. I'm going to miss driving down through Angels Camp. But then I know that for the most time that we come up here, and we come up very often because we have a cabin up on Highway 4, that Patty's going to say, we really should go down to the thrift store. And let's see what's going on at the thrift store. And that's the way it'll be. People will find it much easier to get to the heart of the community here rather than having to wait in a traffic jam because the high school's opening or closing in a given day. It will boost the commerce of the community. We've seen this in virtually every community where we've been successful in building these bypasses. Those who want to get on and move beyond the town will be able to do so more quickly, and the rest will be able to spend a much more pleasant time in the town. There's so much that needs to be said about these mountain communities, and fortunately these communities have been able to benefit from the willingness of the state to build the infrastructure programs. The money for this, I believe, was in the previous STIPs. I don't think it was the current bond act that the money for this is coming from. But there's going to be a lot of money spent in California on transportation improvements. And it'll be a benefit to every part of the state, certainly here in the Gold Country. Those projects are now being put in place, and I suspect most of you are, those of you that are involved in these issues, are lining up the next set of projects. One thing we're going to have to think seriously about as we put those projects online is the necessity of dealing with a profound issue that confronts all of us, and that's climate change. We're going to have to deal with that one in the way in which we move about in our transportation systems, and even here in the rural part of the state, we're going to have to find ways of reducing our greenhouse gas consumption. And that means more public transportation. As weird as it may seem, it is part of what we will be doing throughout the state of California and here also. And that'll be part of our future. It turns out that there's no part of the state that is going to be impacted more by climate change than our Sierra Nevada mountains. And that's home to all of us. And that means water, that means snowpack, that means tourism, and that also means the way in which we're going to have to individually deal with these issues. So that's in our future. But our future is also this bypass, which actually will reduce the greenhouse gas consumption in this area. And it is part of the solution. Instead of idling, waiting for the next stoplight to change down the road, people will be moving efficiently and effectively around those traffic jams. So it's a good thing. It's a very, very good thing. I was asking the folks from Ty Creek back there when they're going to start, and they said they were going to start in a couple of weeks. In a couple of weeks, they could have this job done. So let's get on with it. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor. It's a real delight to have you join us, and we appreciate your leadership on all fronts across the state of California. There are a lot of dignitaries here that I really need to recognize, and I know I'm going to fail because I will not remember everybody's name because I don't have everybody's name written down. But I'm going to also recognize groups as well besides the individuals that are here. From Congressman Lundgren's office, we have Josiah Prendergast. Where's Josiah? Back there. From Senator Cox's office, we have the District Director, Dana Jorgensen. Representing Assembly Member Tom Berryhill, we have Ms. Patricia O'Brien here. And we have several members of the various boards of supervisors of the Tri-County, and the ones that I've seen, I mention them, but I'm sure I'm going to miss some others. So I apologize up front. Supervisor Tom Tryon is here. And Supervisor Martha Calloway is here. From Alameda County, Supervisor Rita Escamilla is here. And from the Alameda Board of Supervisors as well, Mr. Al Nunes is here. From the Vice Chair of the ACTC. From Alpine County, we have Supervisor Terry Woodrow here as well. Thank you for coming in. And I believe we have Supervisor Don Jardine here with us as well. Where's Don?
He wasn't able to.
He wasn't able to come here. Okay. Supervisor Ross Thomas. Thank you. From the City of Angels Camp, we have Council Member Lee Seaton here with us. And we also have Councilmember Curley. Former council member. He's still a council member for us because he worked very hard and tirelessly on this project with us. With that, I want to recognize the various Caltrans staff members that are here. As many of you know, it's taken us a long, long road to get here, and there were several hard-fought hours by the various staff people that work at the department. And there are some individuals that have worked tirelessly on the environmental side, on the right-of-way side and design side, and they've worked day and night to get us to this point. And I want to recognize all of the Caltrans project team members without individually calling all the names out. Would you just raise your hands and be acknowledged, please? You can ask them how they feel about the project afterwards. As many of you know, this project's been in development for several decades, and I'm thrilled that we can move forward from the design environmental process to construction. And so now I want to invite Dana Jurgensen from Senator Cox's office to say a few words.
Well, good afternoon. I think there were times I didn't think this project would get built either. On behalf of Senator Cox, I'm pleased to be here today on the occasion of the Angels Camp bypass groundbreaking. Many people are responsible for all of us being here today. The Tri-County, and I had a consortium, but maybe it's the partnership. But I was involved in some of those meetings, and they were interesting. The California Transportation Commission, Caltrans District 10, the City of Angels, and the Calaveras Council of Governments deserve to be singled out for working together through the ups and downs of the transportation funding process to dig in the dollars needed to build this bypass. With the high demand for transportation dollars statewide, the local strategy of working together has paid off, and Senator Cox applauds your efforts. Alpine County with the Highway 4 improvements, Amador County with the Sutter Creek bypass, which I enjoy on my way to work, and now today Calaveras County with the Angels Camp bypass have truly gotten better together. Senator Cox looks forward to following the progress of the bypass construction and completion. Thank you for having me here today.
Thank you, Dana. Now, I mentioned earlier on about the Tri-County Agreement, and the Calaveras Council of Governments was in the middle of that. And they had the fourth and final project, and I think it takes a lot of patience and really foresight and leadership to be able to hold that patience in place until now, hoping that you will get your project out of the agreement, and you did. And representing the Council of Government is Mr. Tim McSorley, the Executive Director.
Thank you all for coming. It is really an honor for have you all here helping us celebrate. One other person that I do want to recognize is Mr. George Dondero. George is my predecessor. I've actually only been with the Council of Governments for just about a year now, and it's been certainly exciting as we work through the project and seeing it come to fruition. I'm actually an old construction engineer, so when I get out there or have the opportunity to have my cup of coffee and get that first lungful of diesel fuel exhaust, I'm going to be real excited to see as we continue to progress. But it has been a wonderful effort. The cooperation that we've had, the regional look at the transportation needs has just been absolutely wonderful, and the support of this project has been outstanding. And so I really want to thank the communities that are involved. and the people that are involved with the communities that have really seen this project come to fruition. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Tim. I will now ask Councilmember Lee Seaton to come say a few words.
Good afternoon. It's really an honor to be here. I'm representing the mayor and vice mayor who are both out of the city today. It's a really great honor to welcome you to the future of Angels Camp. This is probably the biggest thing that's happened to us since the frog jump started. This is more than just a city project, and I think it's very important that we recognize that the city and the participation with the Board of Supervisors and the Council of Government is the key to building the cooperation that allows significant projects, not piecemeal at a time, but really a major improvement in our Highway 4 corridor, which is vital to our whole county. This is the opportunity to recognize that that participation is built on a foundation of trust and respect. I think those are key. It allows us, when we get our act together well, it gives us a chance to then go and cooperate with the adjoining counties. I think the memorandum of understanding, Tri-County, is a real piece of pride for all three of our counties to work together to solve common problems with solutions and not just Band-Aids. So I thank all of you for coming. I think that we have a special kind of recognition. Curly Militant, a member of the City Council for many years, occupies a special role in this project. And Curly, I think you should stand up, and I think Colby's going to have a chance to introduce you. But this is a project that without the tenacity and forthrightness of Curly Milton, I think we'd still be waiting for that magic day for great ground. Thank you very much.
Well, Councilmember Sidney, you took the words right out of my mouth. So with that, I'm going to introduce former Councilmember Curly Middleton. Please come up.
I thought that being I was retired, I wouldn't have to get involved in all this. I've been chasing my grandkids and playing with everything else that comes along. I sure would like to say thanks very much to all the people, because this project started, I got in politics probably about 1988, and this project started in a little private joke I had with members of Caltrans. Is Mike Hutchison was designing the project, and I figured they'd have to get him out of retirement so we could finish the project. But by golly, it really came true, and I'd sure like to thank everybody, the Tri-County Agreement, and everybody that was involved in it. Thanks very much. It's going to be a real nice thing.
Thank you, Curly. I have a member of the Alameda County Transportation Commission here with us, and they were part of the Tri-County partnership. And I would ask Mr. Al Nunes to come and say a few words.
Good afternoon. I don't think we need that. I'm not supposed to be here speaking. We have a supervisor right there that might be with you. But I'm our vice chair, and our chairman has a meeting that he's at, and our executive director has a meeting that he's at, and so I'm in charge today. I'm not sure that I like that, but it's all right. What I would like to say is I think it's fabulous. I've been with our commission now for about 3 years. I would like to say that I think it's fabulous that Amherst County, Calaveras County, and Alpine County got their acts together. We don't have as many people here in the rural counties is they have the ballot, of course. And so it's very difficult for us to get things in. I would like to commend all of the city councils in these counties, all of the boards of supervisors that work together and laugh together and probably cried together trying to get these projects done. And our executive director says, mentioned to me, he says, Al, he says, you need to mention that it's really important that all three counties work together to get these projects accomplished. And this didn't just take a year, it's quite a long while. And so I have mentioned that, so I've taken care of my responsibility. But I think that although he didn't say that to me, I think that he would really appreciate it if perhaps in the future we can continue to do the same. And with that, I think that's it.
Well, we're still talking about the Tri-County because it's really an agreement worthy of celebration. One person that has been mentioned and identified as critical to the Tri-County agreement that's no longer in the county is Mr. George Dondero. And I would like George to come say something because I know we spend a lot of good times together, and this is something he came back to see. So how about you come over here, George?
Thank you, Comey. It's really a thrill to be here today. I put in about 7.5 years on this project while I was director of the Council of Governments, and it was really a unique experience, and I can't emphasize enough what the previous speakers have just said about this partnership that worked between these three small counties. And I can tell you, when you go down to Sacramento and you're looking for money for a multi-million-dollar project such as this, you need to do something different to get noticed and to get funded. And this partnership was really the ticket that did it. Not only were we able to get enough money in the big enough clumps at the times that we needed it, but we got the attention of the California Transportation Commission and a lot of people in Sacramento that otherwise didn't even know where Calaveras County was. And in 2003, the State Association of Counties gave us an award for a creative endeavor in government, and it was recognized statewide as a very, very unique agreement, and it was later copied by several other counties around the state. So it was really, really a privilege and a thrill to be part of this effort. And I have to say, there were times when we thought it might unravel, but thanks to the confidence that you and the community and people in Caltrans and all the agencies working together made it work, and we really see a project that actually is going to be built. And I don't think it would have happened any other way. It would be really hard to convince me that we could have done it without this collaboration between local government, state government, and everybody that was involved in getting this project. So thank you, and enjoy the bypass once it's built.
Finally, ladies and gentlemen, last but not the least, we're going to call on the supervisor in whose district we are playing ball today. And so I'm going to ask Supervisor Tom Tryon to come close this out for us.
Well, thank you, and it's wonderful to see such a significant turnout for this project. Back when I was a boy, probably about 7 years old, I remember when Caltrans put some survey stakes through the ranch down there just kind of up from the Angels Camp Firehouse, and that was the intent for the initial effort for the Angels Camp bypass. And I remember we used to go out and I'd get in trouble from my dad because we'd pull the stakes out, my brother and I. And as we went on, and this is back probably when I was 7 or so. So I mean, this project is over 50 years in the delivery phase of this project. When they put Stealthy Park in, and I see Hugo's here, they made Hugo put that bridge in. That's sort of an oversized bridge onto Highway 4 because that was going to be the bypass, and that bridge was built to Caltrans standards. And I don't know how many years ago when Hugo started with Stealthy Park, But then that faded into the sunset. And now we're sort of here today with this alignment. And, if we're going to, because everybody wants to talk about global warming and what we're going to do about our carbon footprint, the best thing we can do is not have gridlock, quite frankly, and the best thing we can do is get these projects delivered in a much more timely and cost-effective manner. It wasn't that many years ago, and this is long after Stealthy, on this project that the initial cost was, I think, $12 or $13 million for the entire project. And then the state ran out of money, and that's when it was either Wilson or Gray Davis raided the transportation funds, and everything was put on hold, and we went another 8 or 10 years on hold. And then we come back to the project, and now the environmental requirements are greater, and we got people crawling all over the place out here on their hands and knees looking for insects. And we spent a fortune on environmental review while we have sort of gridlock on Friday coming in and Saturday leaving. But we're finally here, and it's what, 26 million or something, plus or minus a few million. And it's to me very wonderful to see. I think it will be very good for Angels Camp. Above Angels Camp on the Highway 4 corridor, why obviously the Highway 4 corridor is the lifeblood of Murphy's and Arnold and Hathaway Pines and Bear Valley. And to have a situation of a growing gridlock in Angels Camp would have huge economic consequences to the Highway 4 corridor. I'd just like to put in a little pitch here for the Local Transportation Commission, which preceded the Council of Governments, and you've had all the Council of Governments people up here, and I see Bob smiling because he may have been the Public Works Director at this time, but I was on the Local Transportation Commission when we negotiated the Tri-County agreement, and that was done by the Local Transportation Commission. I don't know how many years ago that was, but we were the last project to be delivered in that Tri-County process. So, and I'm happy to say, since I'm not on the COG, that at least the COG didn't screw it up so badly that we're not even getting it delivered today. So, with that, I would just like to thank you all for being here, and I look forward to seeing you all, and hopefully we'll all be alive when we have the celebration for the completion of this project. Thank you.
With that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to invite all the speakers to join us in the turning of the shovel. But before we do that, I want to also recognize that contractor on this job is Tiger, and I didn't meet the folks from Tiger. If they're here, would you just raise your hand up? We're looking forward to great project from Tiger. And this gentleman over here is who's going to be responsible for the job. Subinda is the RE, the resident engineer on the job, and that's who we go to. I also want to recognize the project manager on the job, Grace Maxayo. Grace. And while we're doing that, very quickly, the primary designer on the project is Mike Hutchinson. Everybody's heard of Mike. We have a right-of-way staff, Sharon. I knew I was going to do that. And of course, we couldn't get through to this point without getting to environmental. And we have Lance back there who was primary on the environmental. These folks just represent a microcosm of all who were involved in getting the project done. And I really appreciate the work and effort they put through to get us here. So with that, I'm going to invite all the speakers to join us in the turning of the sod. And thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, for coming, and thank you for joining us in this celebration. There are refreshments.
Okay, so now that you did it, the first spadeful.
Count of three. Everybody get your shovel full.
Where's Mr. Tryon? Tom Tryon.
Tom!
Tom Tryon.
Tom!
Yeah, you leave already?
Hey, do I get to get the shovel?
What are we doing?
Count of three.
Where you're going to help build this.
Is this a pet
Euthanasian plot?
Three.
On this side.
Oh, yeah. Curly, I bet you never thought you'd get that shovel in your hand.
Really, don't hurt yourself.
I still got a blister from last
We're not done yet.
put our PG&E hole in.
Yeah, really.